The investigative stance, treating the client as the researcher, starts with the questions you ask. Most coaches ask more leading questions than they realize. The leading question isn't obvious. It doesn't look like advice. It looks grammatically open. The client answers and lands every time exactly where the question was pointing. There is a question family coaches use that sounds like coaching and functions like advice. The questions are grammatically open. They're not open. The client answers them and lands every time at the answer the coach was already pointing toward. The "what would you do" ask is obvious. This problem is subtler. A coaching question with a preferred answer built into its architecture. The client answers it. The coach gets confirmation. Nobody examined the evidence. Does the question constrain the answer? That's the test for a clean question. If every reasonable answer points the same way, the question is advice wearing a question mark. Here's the leading version. What gets you excited about this new direction? The client gives a list of positives. Nobody examined any evidence. The question invited advocacy. The open version. What have you found out about the new direction that surprised you? Either way. That question can produce enthusiasm or doubt or mixed data. It treats the client as someone who has been investigating, not someone who needs to be reminded of what's good about their idea. Say you're coaching a functional pivoter. 3 common leading questions. Doesn't this role play to your strengths? Assumes it does. What's pulling you toward this? Assumes something is pulling, invites a list of positives. What would it mean if this worked out? Assumes the direction is worth imagining forward. The restructure in each case is the same. Stop asking what the client hopes for and ask what the client found. What have you found out about this role so far? What have you learned in the last month about this direction? The questions are similar in length. They're different in what they produce. 4 questions that place the client as the researcher. What do you already know? What would you need to find out? Where have you tested this? What does the data you have so far suggest? The stance behind these is consistent. The client is the investigation. The coach asks what the client has found. This is different from asking what the client thinks, which often produces reasoning from the current position rather than evidence from the world. The evidence surfacing question family is the default investigative register for pivoter work. Before asking your next question in a pivoter session, apply the test. Does this question constrain the answer? If yes, restructure it. The simplest restructure is the move from "what draws you to X" to "what have you learned about X?" One question invites advocacy. The other invites a report of findings. The restructure is small on paper. In the session, it changes whether the client is building a case or surfacing evidence. Those produce different kinds of material to work with. Pause here. Write down 2 questions you commonly ask pivoter clients. Whatever comes first. Apply the test to each. Does the framing constrain the answer? Could the client only respond in one direction, positively or confirmingly, before you even hear their answer? If yes, what's the restructure? This is worth doing with actual questions from actual sessions, not with hypotheticals. The pattern lives in the questions you ask habitually. A coach can decline to give advice and still run a session of leading questions. The absence of advice is not the same as the presence of clean investigation. Coaching a pivoter through 6 sessions of reflection without a single real-world experiment is extended intellectual discussion. The questions can be technically open, the coach can have declined every advice pool, and the engagement can still be producing intellectual elaboration rather than evidence. The evidence has to come from somewhere other than the session room. That's what the next video addresses.